Hey guys, it's the Archangel here, and this video is an inspiration from Nick Hostetta. Today we are doing a top 10 figures of 2016. Most of these are NECA. We have 4 Predators, 2 Jaegers from Pacific Rim, a Marvel Select character, a Colonial Marine, and an Alien figure as well. Just give me a sec to go grab it, because I forgot to put it in the list. So, and we have a Kenner Alien as well. I just realised I'm going to pop that one out of the list. So starting at number 10. This isn't number 10 I've got in my hand. I'm just sorting this out for the shelf. Starting at number 10. Just give me a sec to move. We have the Chopper Predator. Chopper Predator. And he's dropped his sight, his blade. This was a pretty good figure. I got all 3 of the AVP Predators. I had to go out and get them because I think you need, if you get one, you got to get the other 2 just to have this complete set. And all 3 of them are brothers, so it makes sense. And mine has a swapped out hand, which is modified into a grip. It was just a splayed open hand that I modded into a grip. A pretty good figure. I like Chopper a lot. Oh, I just realised how stiff his upper torso is. Good detailing and sculpting. My only gripe is these broke a lot, and this one is shorter because I lost his stick bit there. It doesn't matter, it gives them some visual variety. It actually makes them look a little bit better on the shelf. What I do like though is he has the opening wrist computer, though mine's a bit buggered. As you can see, only one hinge is working, and he comes with these very long blades, these schmeizers or whatever you call them, and of course he has the ceremonial dagger. He does come with short versions of these, and I like his mask too. His mask is very simple, very nice, and he's a new AVP body as well. He was one of the first few figures we saw with the AVP body, and what innovated it for that was the double jointed elbows, which is something I was very excited for in a Predator figure. So that's number 10. Number 9 coming in is Craig Windrix. I picked this guy up early this year. I think he's fantastic. He wasn't made in 2016. He was made in 2013, so about 3 years old, well 4 years old more or less. I picked him up at Forbidden Planet, and I felt the nature behind this guy was really good. It's a sweet tribute. Only problem is mine has very loose ankles, and I mean the ankles are ridiculously loose, so much that he wants to fall over. But to be honest, this list was actually quite hard, but I thought of it in seconds. But this is a great figure, and I do recommend picking him up. Just because he's at number 9 does not mean he's not bad. He's bloody brilliant. But there's figures out there that top this guy, which is why he is at number 9. Also, he keeps dropping his motion tracker. I'll sort it out in a minute. Number 8, we have the Ultimate Gypsy Danger. A really cool addition to Pacific Rim. Now, mine is in a terrible condition. I was walking down the stairs with him. I slipped. He smashed into thousands of pieces. Contacting NECA CS. Unfortunately, they could not replace them because I live in the UK and they can't import things like that. They are working on it, they did say, it was a shame. So what I did was I decided to repin that joint and assemble them back together. He does not have the working LEDs, and I did take the time to repaint them all since a lot of the paint had got scratched, and I decided to put some more paint on him. I repainted all the blue, so he's got a much better black wash, and I repainted the shoulder to say 5, because that is how it's supposed to say. Does need neating up a teeny bit. What I like about this figure specifically, now the LED feature, to be honest, was not that bothered. I didn't really bother it. It was cool, but it's not necessary. I feel to collectors figures. So there were some features from this guy though that were really nice. First of all, you could get his leg ridiculously high up, just like the dog alien. You can get it very high up. He has a toe hinge, resulting in a ridiculous amount of crouching. And I mean, he could crouch so much he'd be half his size. Not many figures can do that. He comes with 2 swords, 2 grabbing fists. 2 fists, 2 grabbing hands, 2 plasma cannons, 1 for each side. And a blast piece comes out of his chest. The only gripes I have with this guy is that I wish he came with the boats, the elbow rocket, And I wish he just came with everything that every other Gypsy Danger has had. Which he nearly did. NECA should really have put the boat in, the cargo crates in, the elbow rocket in, and maybe some swappable arm pieces where you pop it off here at the shoulder and you can put on a damaged one. Yeah, by the way, this is my damaged shoulder, but I managed to pin it back in place. So other than that, despite a couple of and his elbow joints are a bit bad, but I managed to fix them all up again. This guy had a few issues right out of the box, unfortunately. What are you going to do? But still, he takes an number 8 spot because, well, even though he's better than Craig Windrix, he did have serious QC issues, which I managed to remedy, thank Lord, because I'm experienced on remedying things. And I fixed him up. So that's an 8. Yes, number 7 is not a NECA figure, actually. It is the Kenner King Alien. This was a right surprise to me when I saw it in my sci-fi convention, and I instantly went for the damn thing because I know how rare this guy is, and I loved his design. I mean, look at all this. He only has 4 points of articulation, so his arms, both his arms and both his legs, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. A pretty nice figure. He has peg holes, which is kind of weird. And he was in 1994. His main gimmicks where you squeeze this and water would come out of his mouth. And you push this little button at the back here and it would grab stuff. Not the best grabbing feature in the world, in my opinion, but it is a pretty nice gimmick for an alien. That's that. Number 6, we have Striker Eureka, the Ultimate Striker Eureka. I felt this figure was very, very cool. My second Jaeger figure, actually, Gypsy Danger being my third, the first Jaeger I ever had being Tacit Ronin. But this guy felt really good. He feels like an import figure. None of them is broken. One of these pieces broke on here, but this is actually a removable piece. So it's a part of the accessory is broken, but not the actual figure. This guy feels really top-notch quality. And the reason why is because he's fallen off the shelf so many times and he's not even broken. These blades have popped off, but they're on little clips, so that's kind of wise that they've done that. And what's cool is, much like an import figure, you can remove the chest, put a new one on which has the rockets in it, the rocket launchers. I think that's very import-like. This guy feels like a SH Monster Arts type figure. Obviously not hollow, he's more solid because they fit more ball joints in them. But he really feels very good quality. I think this is a fantastic figure and one of the best ways to end Pacific Rim. If only Gypsy Danger was as good as him. I mean, this guy had no QC issues, no stuck joints, no nothing. He was all perfect straight out of the box. If only Gypsy Danger was as good quality as him. That's why this guy overtakes Gypsy Danger, because he's just a lot better than Gypsy Danger, I feel. So that's number 6. And I'm going to cut now because I'm just going to do something and I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, sorry about that, I just had to get my dinner. Just give me a minute to organise my figures so I know which ones I'm up to and which ones I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Coming in at number 5, we have another Predator, and one of them, his hand keeps falling off because it's a little bit loose. We have the Celtic Predator. This was quite a good one for me, actually. I quite enjoyed this one. I don't know why I did. I enjoyed him more than the others. More than most Predators, actually. And I do enjoy my Predators a lot. I don't know why. I think it's just because he has quite a few unique things going for him. He, of course, has the Celtic mask. He has the spear. He has the medium-sized blades, which I do quite like for some reason. And he also comes with the net gun. He has the stubby plasma caster, the chunky one. And, he is pretty nice figure. He's very well armoured. Not as armoured as another one, which will be in the list. I suppose you know who he is, Scar. Not as armoured as him, but then Scar's not as armoured as another one, which is the top one. You'll see him. Again, Celtic uses that AVP body. He does not have the feature of the opening wrist computer because he has a net gun. This guy has a variant release of him where he had some of his armour stripped away, he had a scratch mark on his mask, and he came with a net. And that was the Rivalry Reborn pack. I've not got that version. I'm not usually so much a fan of picking up variants. That's why I usually go for one specific version, which I usually feel is the definitive version, which most of the time it's an Ultimate figure, it will be the Ultimate. So with Gypsy Danger and Freddy Krueger and Jason, they had Ultimate versions of them released. Instead of going for the original Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy, I instantly went for the Ultimate one because leg articulation, I like my articulation. Jason was the only one released, and it's from my favourite Friday the 13th movie, so I went for him. And Leatherface as well, I went for him because he's, you know, he was a substitute for Jason, but when I got him, I actually really liked him. He's not made it on the list though, because he's got him a few years ago. And with Gypsy Danger, because there was multiple versions of him released, as soon as I figured out they were doing an Ultimate one, I decided to go for that one. With Celtic on here being a standard release, he makes the list at number 5. Just give me a sec to sort him out, and he's knocking everyone, well, trying to knock everyone else over, and everyone else is appearing a bit drunk. I make that joke constantly on this show. Ultimate Strike Eureka did have loose ankles, but I fixed them up. Coming in at number 4, we have the Marvel Select Thanos. This was a big thing I wanted to get. I constantly watched the video and I did want to get it. He does have a swappable hand. You can put another one on, which is the same as this one, but mirrored for that hand. And that is got to be the biggest cut joint I have ever seen in my life. That is friggin' massive. For a Marvel Select figure, being my first, it's actually made me want to get more, but more than movie ones. This is my only comic one. And he's got really good articulation. Most of them, the legs can either go forward, or you have to rotate the joint and then make it go out to the side. This guy, you don't have to. It's the ball hinge is like it is on NECAs, which is good, and that's pretty neat. He doesn't have double joints, and he's a much older figure, like about, I don't know, but it doesn't say on here, which is kind of stupid. But it doesn't matter, he doesn't have double joints. He's so bulky, I wouldn't expect them to work anyway. He comes with Lady Death as well, which is on the shelf. I've not brought her along just because this is, you know, she's more of an accessory piece. But yeah, I do think Thanos is a solid figure. No pun intended, because he's literally big and heavy and solid. Actually, he's not really that heavy. He feels quite heavy in his legs, but his upper torso is quite light. But his legs are definitely, but it's still quite heavy, but still, he is a great figure. So he makes spot at number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At number 3, we have the Scar Predator. Now, this is a very cool one. I did like Scar. He was the one I wanted the most, because he's the most iconic from AVP. First of all, he comes with the longest cannon. He comes with a wrist computer, which is in pristine condition. It's not broken. He's the most armoured out of all of them. That split at the back for reasons I cannot remember. Must have stretched. This is why it should have been made out of elastic, really. And he also comes with the longest blades. And also I gave him the fist hand because his fingers kept on catching on the blades, and that's not actually what happens. That's not what you want, so I gave him the fist hand. He comes with the longest blades. He's basically everything Chopper and Celtic is, but just a lot better. A lot better in many ways. And he's unique in this wave because he's unmasked. I'm not bothered with the masked version, just simply because I don't need it when I've already got this guy. And I think it spices up the shelf a bit, having him unmasked while his two brothers have the mask on. I like that. I did enjoy that aspect. Had they released a masked one first, I would have most likely picked that one up. Still. Next on the list at number 2, coming in, is the only Xenomorph that I have, and the only Xenomorph to feature in this wave. Well, debatable if you want the odds for the only Xenomorph, if you want to class the Deacon as a Xenomorph. But still, coming in at number 2, if I can get his gob out, is the Dog Alien. I got this year. This is the re-release. Now, mine is broken on the neck and the elbow, so the elbow is a detachable hinge, because I tried stiffening it up and I screwed it up, so that's my fault he's broken. He is a solid figure though. I do enjoy this, and I love posing his bendy wire because it's so bendy and it stays in its position really well. Like, it really does stay in its position so well, which is why I enjoy bending it. The bendy wire is my favourite point of articulation on this guy. I mean, because you can get him in some really cool poses. I love this figure, I really do. I just gotta say the fact that I love him. I would give runner-ups, but there's not really any runner-ups this year, as I don't buy that many figures just because of money constraints. So I can't give any runner-ups, sadly. which kind of sucks, but oh well. And for the top #1 spot, it's going to be set to get his hand on, because his hand is a finicky sword and it likes to pop off. It is my holy grail, the Ultimate Scarface figure that NECA released as part of their Ultimate series and also video game series. This guy, when I found out they released him, I went absolutely fucking nuts, because I have played the video game and I'm an enormous fan of the game. And to find out they were going to release this guy was amazing. Now, he's not perfect, so there are some inaccuracies, such as his back is meant to be tan. These pieces are supposed to be attached to the hips, when actually on the standard figure they're attached to here. The chainmail, which I then, cut them off and glued them on. And his maul handle is a bit funny. And also his plasmacaster has had to be altered. But other than that, he is a solid figure. He is my best one. He is the best Predator I have ever owned, and I modded him to crunch so he can crunch really far forward as well, because he is known for crunching a lot in the game and doing a lot of acrobatic stuff. Is that going to come out? Yep. The glue just popped off there. That's unfortunate. Fortunately, it's only a glue join. And by that I mean, obviously the factories didn't put enough glue in. It's no biggie, I can fix it. It's, I shouldn't obviously be having to, but it's not in the world. It's no biggie to me. He does look very weird without it, though. There we go, just pop it back in there, and no problem at all. But yeah, this guy takes the #1 spot, albeit from that goof of that popping off. But it has a little slot where it just clips into and you just glue it in. And he takes the #1 spot because one is gauntlet suit. A lot of them is very unique, despite using the AVP body. His thigh armor is unique, his shin armor is unique, his feet are unique. His pelvis piece, well, the armor, like the chainmail and the cloth, is unique. The skull's quite unique. The van braces with the wrist gauntlets are unique. His hands are also quite unique. Both his heads are, despite being retools, are very unique. And his chest armor and his weapons are the most unique thing about him. Having the spear gun with him, I think, is perfect because, he did use it a lot in the game. The player determined, but the two weapons for me that I always use were either a spear gun, the maul, or the glaive. I would have personally liked to see him come with a glaive, a combi stick, a smart disc, a trap mine, or something. Basically, this guy came with some good stuff, but they could have done the Gypsy Danger and just given him a chock full of stuff. They could have given him stuff they'd already used, such as a combi stick and a smart disc. And if they'd included those in as well, heck, I would have been even happier because, more for your money. He's good, but he just doesn't come with as many accessories as Gypsy Danger, which kind of sucks, but he's a lot better quality than Gypsy Danger. And he feels the best. He is also the best, and this is just on my personal opinion of why he's at #1. Obviously, had I had the different figures, the list would have been different. This is only just my personal list. You guys might feel differently, but that's totally cool. You guys can disagree with me or not, but still, I think this guy deserves a #1 spot just because of the freaking character. The figure is fantastic. Even though I had to tweak a few things, it doesn't matter. He is the figure I've been waiting for all damn year. And as for all of 2016. Now for 2017, we have some new figures coming out. We have the Ultimate Jungle Hunter and the Ultimate City Hunter, which I am very, very excited for, because they are basically the same as this guy, but on the classic bodies with the new articulation that this guy has. So I'm very excited for those. Also, I'm excited for the new AVP Predators. We get Youngblood with 2 sets of wrist blades. He comes with a unique staff, which I hope they put a metal rod in it, because it looks like it'll break. It's basically this staff with an alien head on it, and we all know how heavy those alien heads are. So the first thing that's going to do is snap. But I think they could probably put a steel wire in it or something, because, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. Because they've done really well with all these figures, except for the ones that they didn't make, such as the Kenner and the Marvel Select figure. And then we've got the alien head or the Serpent Hunter from the AVP game that came out in 2010. That's something I'm very looking forward to because that's very unique. And we have got confirmation as well that someone asked them on Twitter that they're going to make more characters from Concrete Jungle. I personally can't wait. I don't need to make customs now because they're going to be making more of them, more Concrete Jungle characters, which I'm a big fan of Concrete Jungles, you probably guessed, hence why Scarface took number one spot. But the fact that they're doing more just makes me even happier and makes me proud to be a NECA fan. And even more so that, you know, their value for money. Yeah, they have QC issues every now and then. I've had to suffer from some of those QC issues, but you know what? I'm still loyal to the company and I'm definitely loyal now, undying, because they've given me this, and this guy's turned out perfect for me. Even though I had to tweak a few things, it really doesn't matter. His quality was perfect. No, well, he did have a stuck elbow joint, but I just undid that with a bit of hot water and, you know, pulling the joints out and then reassembling it easily. Still, I love NECA. I know some of you may disagree, but which is fair, you know, if you are allowed to disagree. I'm not going to stop you from disagreeing, but still. I've gone on enough now.